worldwide, not just in Africa, but I'm talking about the entire world. In the US, in the UK, in Canada, name that country you're talking about. Just name the country. There's going to be, the job is quite much. The numbers of job that would be ready, okay, the numbers of spaces that would need to be filled is quite much. Now, according to Statista again, they said over 28 million jobs are in Nigeria and also 17 million in Kenya. We require digital skill by 2030. The question is, are you prepared for that transition? Now, for Africans in diaspora, Africans, even in Africa, there are top destinations that are open to hiring talent from Africa based on visa-sponsored roles and even remote jobs. But the highest, or let's say the top destination that hire African tech talent, because of how affordable it is and because of their proficiency as well, countries like UK, Canada, Germany, and the US, they are bidding for African talent as long as you have the skill. Now, note this, your certificate is not all that matters. You don't have to have the usual BSc certificate or something. Now, but if you have the skill and you have something to back up your skill, you've trained with people that are focused on skill training, you have a certificate to back it up, you have a portfolio to showcase, you get the job. I was speaking to somebody a few days ago, and she told me a story how that she doesn't even have a BSc. She doesn't have it. But what did she do? She goes on a tech training, got skilled, have a very solid portfolio. Now she's working in the US. In fact, they sponsored her away from Nigeria all the way to the US. No BSc. So don't think probably because you studied marketing, you studied maybe mass communication, that's an hindrance for you to get tech jobs. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you studied, because you can transition into tech and get those jobs. These jobs are readily available, and we will tell you where to get those jobs and how to get those jobs. Now, we did a little bit of analysis to understand that for people, African talent, to be able to get jobs, so what do they need to do? Because you have to be strategic. There are a lot of people vying for jobs, but how can we be strategic about getting these jobs? So that's why we had to then do our own analysis to understand what roles are actually in demand. Because you need to be strategic. If you know the roles that are in demand, then you know how to tailor your upskilling. You know how to tailor your skill, your experiences to be able to get or land those roles. So in our analysis, we find out that, because we have to use World Economic Forum reports, their Future of Job Report 2025, which is the latest one. So we saw that there are certain jobs that are fast growing and there are certain jobs that are declining. Now I'm going to focus on the fast growing jobs. We have the big data specialist. So if you're working with data as a data analyst, big data engineer, data engineers, business analyst, your job is one of the top fastest growing jobs. So the jobs are readily available. We're talking about AI and machine learning specialists, there are jobs for you. We're talking about data warehousing specialists, there are jobs for you. Data analysts and scientists, there are lots of jobs for you. The jobs are there. So let's leave the jobs that are declining, because I believe majority of us, even if we are on this line, we want to move to the other line. For instance, if you're a graphic designer, I'm sorry, I'm not World Economic Forum. I didn't do the research. They did it and told us that you're about to lose your job. So it's better you then pivot into those jobs that are the fastest growing jobs, where available jobs are, because a lot of jobs are getting into extinction, even with the rise of AI. So if you know how to use AI, or you need to transition into tech, if you're still doing all of this administrative assistant, executive assistant, executive secretaries and all that, I don't know. By 2030, you might be out of job. So we do not just stop by analyzing only WEF data set. We also had to go through job boards, the popular job boards, where they post jobs on a daily basis, to scan and be sure that are this job actually in demand. So what skills do these guys need to have to be able to land such jobs? So we went to LinkedIn, analyzed data from LinkedIn, Indeed, Glassdoor, Career Builder, ZipRecruiter, Monster, CV Library, Total Job. We went as far as even going to Built-in as well, to be able to check, are this job really in demand? Having analyzed those data, we saw that there are certain numbers of jobs that are in demand, not just only according to the data from the World Economic Forum, but also based on companies that are recruiting. Because we need to know the jobs that companies are recruiting for in the US, in the UK, in Canada. What jobs are they recruiting for? So we found out that the jobs they're recruiting for are basically, I'm not going to tell you yet, so wait for it. It's right there, all right? So one other thing that we also notice, especially for those living in the UK, either you came to the UK on a student visa, or on a dependent visa, and you're looking into sponsorship. How do I get roles that can sponsor me for me to stay? Or you're back in your home country, maybe in Nigeria, in Zimbabwe, Ghana, thinking you want to relocate to UK, but you don't want to come as a student. You want to go on a skilled worker visa. Now, there was a major immigration change that happened in July 2025, where they increased the skill threshold from I think RQF2-3 to RQF level 6. Now, RQF level 6 is talking about a BSc role. It must be a role that is at that level of BSc. If it's not, they will not sponsor you. But the funny thing is this: roles that are RQF level 5 are still being sponsored. It's just that you are not allowed to put a dependent on such roles. But if you want to put your dependent on it, it has to be RQF level 6. Secondly, the salary must be up to 41,700. It's a major shift. But guess what? These roles we're talking about that are in demand, number one, they meet up with the RQF level 6 roles. Number two, the salary is also even more than the salary threshold for sponsorship. So that's good news. You have nothing to fear. We have the examples right here. So take, for instance, we have IT business analyst is still on the roll. It's still being sponsored. Even on the latest list that was released, can use the regulated qualification framework RQF level 6 and above, and that was eligible for skilled worker route. Business analyst is still there. IT business analyst is still there. Software programmers and the likes. This is for UK specifically. Business analyst, data architect, data engineer, risk analyst and the likes. These jobs are still there. But guess what? These are actually the programs we offer. These are the programs we offer so that you can get skilled in case you don't have the skill yet, in case you don't know what to do. We are here for you. Could train you to become a data analyst, become a business analyst, become a product management with AI. It's not just about just learning it traditionally. There's also a module on AI, because those that are actually, because there's this argument that will AI take our job? The answer is AI would not take your job if you know how to use AI. But if you don't know how to use AI, people that know how to use AI would definitely get your job. So all our courses and modules, we have modules where we have modules on AI, on how to use AI in that field. So it's a robust program that you don't want to miss, especially if you're looking for high-paying job or you're looking for sponsored skilled worker visa. You need to jump on this course. You need to jump on it almost immediately. Now, the next question is now, how do I get these jobs? That's like the major question everybody wants to be answered here today, right? If you're following me, can you just give me a thumbs up? If you're still with me, I need to see a thumbs up. So I'm sure that we're still here. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Now let's find out. Let's find out how we will be able to get these jobs. This is the juicy part. So we have a proven roadmap to land remote and visa sponsored job. I'm not saying this because I want to say it. I'm saying it because we have done it. So now there's a five-step system. There's a five-step system blueprint that would get you the job. You don't have to know 10 things. It's just five. No, it's just 5 steps. It's been working and it will still be working. Number one is a skill audit. So what do I mean by skill audit? So I'm going to back down a little. Let's talk. So what skill exactly do you have at the moment? What skill do you have that you think would help you get those jobs on that World Economic Forum list, or those jobs that are qualified for visa sponsorship in the UK? Now, in the US, these are similar jobs that also qualify for sponsorship. But in the US, it's quite different because the companies themselves have to have history of sponsoring people. So that means you're going head to head with the likes of with companies like PwC. You try to get jobs in Deloitte and the likes. National Grid. Do you have the skill to land jobs in those places? If your answer is yes, then we're good to go. We can go to the next step. The next step for you, if your answer is yes, is to go to positioning. But if your answer is no, if you don't have the skill that can land you those high-paying jobs, then the next step is to come and learn those in-demand skills. The skills or the roles that people are sponsoring for, and it is also high salary. It has high salary, it's high-paying roles. If you don't have the skill, jump on our training, be a course, data science, data analysis, or product management, jump on those courses immediately because you need those skills to be able to land those jobs. Now, if you've now come in to learn those skills, the next thing you need to do is now positioning. This is the most important part. Positioning is very important. This is one of the things we teach our students on our mentorship program. Any student that comes to our course, you must undergo our mentorship for you to be able to land those jobs. Okay. Now, positioning is all about building portfolio-worthy projects. That's one. Then number two, showcasing those portfolios. You don't just build and keep. You need to build and also showcase. That's one. No, I'm not talking about portfolios like a classwork, examples that you're doing. No, I'm not talking about going on Kaggle to get data sets, analyze the data set. What exactly do you want to achieve with that? 101 persons have analyzed the same data you want to analyze, and you think you'll be able to use that to get a job. It's a no for me. We're talking about real data, as in real business data sets, answering real business problems, reaching out to NGOs. Okay, anyways, I'm not going to go too far, but once you jump on our program, we tell you how to actually connect with organizations where you can get real data set from them, help them solve problems, and you can then showcase those portfolio on your portfolio website. You can also post about it on LinkedIn, post about it on Twitter. And recruiters are seeing what you're doing. They're seeing your journey. They're seeing behind the scene. They're seeing what you've worked on. They know that this person is not just getting data from Kaggle and doing what every other person has done, or these are not tutorial data sets. These are real data sets that are solving real life problems. Those are the portfolio we are talking about. So by the time you have that portfolio, you've positioned yourself, you've shown your portfolio. You now need to go to the next step, which is now tailoring your CV. A lot of people just send in applications. You have one CV as a BA, or maybe one CV as a data analyst. You use that CV to apply for 10 different jobs. No wonder you're getting, unfortunately, because it's going to be unfortunately, because you do not do your due diligence to understand the job, what they need from, because now it's something like a lot of us do. You just go and check the job. You tell ChatGPT to give you the keywords, right? Then you now you use the keyword to kill your CV and send it and think, but since you've been doing it, what has happened? Is it not still the same, unfortunately? That's because you're not doing it right. You must have one CV for one application. So every application you want to make should have its own CV. Now that CV should be tailored to that job, tailored to the requirements. So you need to first understand what are they looking for? What are the skills they're looking for? Okay, imagine an organization is working in, let's say, an insurance company. Now, the portfolio you are showcasing to them is a portfolio in healthcare. Please tell me, why won't you get, unfortunately? Does it tally? It doesn't. Insurance company and healthcare portfolio, it doesn't work. So these are some of the things we would help you in order to position yourself well so that you can land those jobs. So that, okay, those are some of the mistakes that people make when making applications. That's why you need to jump on our mentorship program so that we help you. We help you from tailoring your CV, optimizing your LinkedIn, getting you the job. You're going to get it because positioning requires, it doesn't even require so much. It requires us the right strategy. The right strategy, you get the job. Okay. Now, the next one is strategic application. Now, on the strategic application, this is where you need to actually apply with what I call precision. Precision. Be precise with your application. If your CV, okay, for instance, you're applying for a job that says business system analyst. You've read the job description, read the behavior, the culture of the organization. Now you now need to tailor an application. Do your CV to tailor that CV to the application. That's one. Number two, you don't stop there. I know a lot of Nigerians do not have that time to write supporting statements or what we call cover letter. So you just send in your CV and think they are going to call you, especially on LinkedIn, because you have that easy apply. You just quickly click easy apply. You have done about 50 in one day. How is it going for you? You've been getting, unfortunately, because you're not doing the right thing. So the right thing to do is to actually tailor your CV to that job. Take your time. Tailor your CV to that job. That's one. Number two, now go ahead to now write a very strong supporting statement. This is where you showcase what you've done in written form. You talk about what you've done, the kind of data set you've worked with, the kind of tools you've also worked with, the kind of solution you brought in. What solution did you bring? Did you save the organization money? Did you help them increase maybe their revenue? Did you help them reduce their cost? Did you help them in maybe identifying the best performing employee? You need to be able to state it. Now, one other thing I think we also need to talk about here, there's something called the Boolean search, where you use the and or when searching for a job. That's the recent job that have just been posted, so that you don't just join the train of about 100+ applications. Because sometimes when I also go to LinkedIn back then to apply for jobs, and they posted the job less about 24 hours ago, and I've seen 100+ have already applied, I get discouraged immediately. No, I don't want to apply. But one of the ways you can beat that is to use your Boolean search. You could go to LinkedIn. I'm not really a fan of Indeed, because if you're looking for these short-time jobs, you can use Indeed. But if you're looking for real jobs, please leave Indeed and go elsewhere. And in my own opinion, anyways. So you could use the and or to search for a job. You could say business analyst and hiring. It will bring out the latest job. Or you could also filter by the dates that they posted those jobs, so that you can be one of the first people to apply. Another strategy is to actually go for it yourself. What I mean is this: you have a company you want to work in. Go to their website, go to their social pages, read about them, understand maybe their pain points. We have some AI tools that can help you understand that. It lists out the pain point of organizations for you, so you know what to target. So you then build a little bit of a solution. You don't have to really have the entire solution, right? More like a proposal, right, of that solution. You put it into proper writing, right? Then you message them, you send your email with your portfolio and that solution that you're proposing. You send it to them. I can assure you that if you do that for about, say, 10 different companies, 1 or 2 would answer you back. That's the way some people that I've coached, that's one of the ways they've been getting the jobs. It's not just applying like every other person. Do the extra work. They want to see your initiative. If you can do the extra work, yes, they would call you. Now, one rule of thumb again is this: send at least 10 quality applications per day. 10 quality applications per day. Now, we have some AI tools that will be able to tell you if the CV you've optimized, if it really matches the job description that they need. It will give you the percentage. So what I used to tell my people is this: if your CV doesn't match that job, at least 85% to 90%, don't apply yet. Optimize the CV more until you're able to have like 90%. Then you can send. Now imagine the work you would do to be able to send 10 quality applications per day. But the result you would get would be massive. I tell you, it would be massive. All right. So the next step will now be for you to then start preparing for interviews. You need to attend interview simulation sessions. Those are some of the things we do for our people as well. We prepare you for those interviews, those questions that they would normally ask you at interviews, especially for those coming from Nigeria and they're coming to the UK or the US. The questioning pattern is not the same with what you know from Nigeria. No. Here they ask you questions like, can you tell me about a time when you had to solve a situation? How did you clean the data set? Or how did you query the database? How did you make a complex decision in a pressured environment? It's all about experience questions, not about explain what SQL is or explain what Mr. A did. No. So we need to understand how to formulate your answers to be able to answer those questions properly. So that you don't just get interviews and you still fail interviews. We are here for you, right? Don't worry. Yeah, we are here for you. Now, something you need to know is this: you're not just looking for a job. You're actually trying to solve a problem that companies pay for. Do not see yourself again as I'm looking for a job. Rather, see yourself as I want to solve their problem. So when there's that mental shift, Your application also changes. The way you apply for a job changes, because when you're writing your CV, it's no longer the generic words like maybe I use this tool to do blah blah blah. No, your bullet points on your job role would be something that will be able to give us outcomes, measurable outcomes. This was the problem I solved. You know, maybe generating maybe 50% revenue at the end of this quarter. Maybe I streamlined a business process that saved the company this amount of money in the first quarter, second quarter. Those are solution-based CV, not the generic CV. So think about it. You're not looking for a job actually. You're solving a problem companies actually pay for. So where do I apply for these jobs? There's LinkedIn to apply for job. There is different sites to apply for jobs. But if you're looking for a very high paying job in the UK, you need to go to National Grid, especially in the tech space. National Grid is where to go to. They have tech jobs almost every week. Product managers to business analysts to intelligence analysts to process optimization analysts, process improvement analysts. Name the analysts, they have those jobs on a weekly basis. And the minimum salary you will see there is about 55k pounds. That's the minimum you see, except if the role is maybe so low, that's when you might be seeing maybe something like 45k, which I even doubt. Because all the times I've been able to walk through their tech jobs, it's usually around 50, 55, 60, 65. So built-in are for those that not just UK-based jobs alone, jobs in Canada and US, you can find them on built-in, Workapolis as well. Basically for those that are trying to get jobs in Canada, either it's remote, it's hybrid, you can get it on Workapolis. Remotely for those looking for remote jobs. For those that want to really work on site, Total Jobs will work for you. Career Builders will also work for you on site and hybrid. Zip Recruiter as well on site and hybrid. Now, gov.uk, for these ones, you could actually get full remote job, but you have to be in the UK. You have to be in the UK. For civil service job, you just have to be in the UK and have a right to work. For instance, you have a right to work as a student and you can work full-time. You can get a civil service job that will sponsor you. A civil service job that will definitely sponsor you. All right. So one of the untold secrets I want to tell you is this. There are actually some short courses you could take and upskill as fast as you want, and you can still get these jobs as fast as you. But now, one thing is you have to at least have a foundation of business analysis before you enroll for generative AI for business analysts. These are courses targeted to people that already have a foundation in it, but you want to because the world is actually changing. AI is actually taking jobs, so you need to be able to get yourself into the AI space. So this is one of the ways to future-proof your job as a BA or as a data analyst. Learn the AI, use of AI in your field. It's quite cheap. It was 200,000 for Nigerians, but it's now 100k. For those in the UK as well, it was 200 pounds, but now it's been slashed to 100 pounds because you're here today, so that's discount. So for those that are also into entrepreneurship, I want to know how to use AI to launch your business in almost 4 to 5 weeks and start gaining traction, you would want to go for this. Generative AI bootcamp for entrepreneurs, you would want to go for this, all right? Okay, now, okay, this is still about the fees and all that. It's still similar to what we have there. Now, the next thing we need to understand is this. Interviews alone, now that you've applied for a job, they've invited you for interview. Now, the next question would be, how do I go about it? So one thing that I need you to understand is that your CV alone doesn't get you the job, but a strong CV and a supporting statement is what gets you the job. Now, let's now talk about supporting statement. So how do we write supporting statements? Like I said earlier, a lot of Nigerians are actually quite skeptical when it comes to writing. When it comes to writing, we get like, we don't really write so much in Nigeria. So why should I be writing so much? You need to write supporting statements. You just have to write supporting statements. Now, there's a way we need to structure the supporting statement so that it's a solid, it resonates with the employer, okay? Now, one of the structures you use is this. You start with the situation, you go to the task, You go to the action and then results. Your supporting statement must be able to talk about the situation, the task, the action, and results. So I'll give an example. When we say, what was the situation? For instance, I would say, while I was working as maybe, okay, for instance, you were even working as an healthcare assistant at first before you then switch into data. And you're like, you don't have the experience. You have it. I'll show you how. So you can say that maybe while I was working in the care home, collecting patient data and storing them, you're already talking about the fact that you work with patients' data, right? You kept it safe. That's talking about data governance and privacy. You're already talking about your data governance and privacy. You're able to work with those people's data, and you didn't mess with the data. You didn't mess with their data. You kept it secured. Now, so what exactly did you do in that situation? What situation were you in? So you could say that while you were working there, there was a part of your job role was to actually maybe analyze the current business process and improve it, because they had maybe customer complaint was too long, or maybe customer resolution time was so long. You didn't talk about what you did. So the situation was that we have a problem. The problem was that customer complaint handling takes very long time to handle. So what did you do? That's the task. So my task was to improve the customer handling process in order for us to improve our customer satisfaction score, and also maybe to improve customer engagement and customer retention. That's the task. Then you now go to the action. So what did you do? You analyze the process. You engage with stakeholders, right? To understand the current process, you mapped out the current process, then you went into talking about the future state, which is the to-be process. You mapped out the to-be process, you give them the prototype, then from the prototype, you guys decided to test it, if it was okay. So when you tested, what was the result? Did it work? Did it fail? Be free to say, maybe when you first deployed it, it failed, then you had to adjust it again, track it to make it better, more robust, then you redeployed. Then when you redeploy, what result did you get? Maybe customer satisfaction skyrocketed from 50% to 80%. Maybe, for instance, customer engagement, customer satisfaction score went from maybe 70% to 90-something%. Those are measurable things they want to hear. Those are things they want to see you talk about, that you've really done this thing. It's not just about posting one dashboard somewhere that you cannot really explain what you did. It's not about just picking a data set from Kaggle and just doing something, maybe analyzing Netflix data. Please, the company you want to apply for, are they into film streaming? Because those are some of the mistakes people, because you feel like you want to analyze data and be able to post a portfolio, but you're actually making a joke of yourself. You pick Netflix data, you pick football data and start analyzing and posting on LinkedIn. Employers are looking at you like, oh, this one has not really worked with real company data. We want somebody that can give us a solution, not somebody that can just analyze data. Somebody that can analyze data, give us the direction. What's the solution? What's the context, right? What's the solution? So what action should we take? What recommendation are you giving us as an expert that you are, that would help our company either to increase revenue, save cost, or whichever thing that are looking into? If you're to be working in the healthcare, we're talking about reducing patient waiting time, because in the UK, for dental appointment, it can take ages before you're actually seen. Or maybe those trying to get jobs in DVLA, that's those in charge of driving license. You understand that the practical test, you can apply for it today, and the date they'll give you, applying today, September, they can give you next year, May, or even next year, September, almost a year. So those are the things they need you to come and work on those data and tell them how they can reduce this wait time. Okay? So another model you can also, because see, the widely used model is the STAR model. It's the widely used model in the UK. This other WHO model as well is also widely used, but I would want you to stick to the STAR model, right? Because the WHO model is also similar to the STAR model. It's a STAR model talking about what it was, how you approach the work or situation, the outcome, and what did you achieve. So let me add my own to it. Talk about your experience as well. So what did you learn from that thing? You don't want to just sound like somebody that memorized something. So what experience did you learn? What did you learn from that process? Did it help you to become a better person? So that's where behavior and organizational culture comes in. They want to see if you have if you're a right fit for their culture, for their organizational behavior. If you're applying for civil service job, it's always there. They will even test you on civil service behavior before they even test you on your skill. in their interviews, they will test you first on that behavior first before they even go to your skill. So in the UK, US, culture and organizational behavior is a thing. In Nigeria, maybe not. But in the UK and US, they want to see if you're a good fit for their culture. So if you're still with me, I would like you to just use an emoji, Let's know that we're still together. We're still together. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. Now, one of the things you need to also know is the way they structure their interview questions. I'll leave number one and I'll go to number two. So can you describe a time when you had to gather requirements from stakeholders who had conflicting priorities? How did you handle the situation? These are examples of questions you will get at the interview. These are examples, because this question is a BA question. They are not asking you what tool you use, but within your answer, you need to talk about the tool. You need to talk about the methodology. How did you guess the data? You need to talk about your prioritization metrics. These are questions that it seems as if it's quite simple, but you need to talk about certain things. So if you don't know, and you just tell them, okay, when I wanted to gather requirements, I just scheduled a meeting with the stakeholder. I talked to him to get one information. I talked to him to get another information. I noticed there are conflicting priorities. Then I told them, you calm down, you don't calm down. That would definitely be a no-no, right? But you need to be able to be strategic, right? You talk about maybe how you met the stakeholder. What method did you use? Was it interview? Was it a one-on-one meeting? Was it a survey? What did you use? You talk about it. How do you know the right stakeholder to meet based on their level of interest and their investment in that project? So these are some of the things they want to know. So how did you now handle that conflicting priorities? One of the best way to handle conflicting priorities is to actually go from the angle of the benefit to the consequence. You explain to them, show them the benefit. This is the benefit of this task. If you go your own way, explain to the two of them so that they can have a compromise. One other thing they're also trying to check is how you make effective decision, and how you're also able to influence others to an agreeable outcome. That's one of the things they're testing with this question. So you need to know so that you can land your job. Okay? Okay, just a minute. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. One of my slides is missing where okay, no problem. Before the end of this, I should be able to show that, because we have somebody, Abib, that came to us to get started as a student, and then from being a student, he got his a support worker role, was working as a support worker, but at some point, he didn't like what he was doing and he needed visa sponsorship. So he got in touch with us. We supported him, mentored him, gave him the blueprints, supported him from job application, tailoring the CV, to writing supporting statements, even to the point of interview. We coached him for the interview. And surprisingly, all the questions we coached him on were the same question that was asked. Guess what? He landed the job. Not only did he land the job, he also landed visa sponsorship. He's currently working in London in DWP, because I'm going to be, that's, what's the word? I'm going to be that exact. He's working currently in DWP. Okay, just trying to find that slide on the other. Okay, now this is another person here. This is Lawrence, who also came in as a student, right? Came in as a student to balance study. So he was working as a part-time shift as a customer sources assistant in Birmingham. It wasn't easy, right? But then his focus was, let me just finish my studies and please try to get a full-time job. So same thing, got in touch with us. We did the best thing we know how to do, because that's the best thing we know how to do, to get people to get a job. We did the same thing for him. He secured a full-time role as well in DWP, because he was quite specific of telling us what he wanted, not just what we have to offer. It was quite specific. He's been seeing people talking about DWP, and he also wants to work there because of the pay. The pay is quite high and juicy, so no problem. We actually did the magic with him, and voila, he landed the job as well. So one of the ways, in case you don't want to jump on the training, in case you don't want to do generative AI, but what you need is just a job. You just want to get a job. We have a program for you. It's our career readiness program. Okay? This is just strictly to help you get the job, move you from job seeker to landing the job. These are some of the things we offer for you. We'll work with you to build portfolio, work with you to tailor each of your CV to each of the jobs you're applying for. We help you optimize your LinkedIn so that it looks professional, so that recruiters can reach out to you. Personally, I just got a job recently while I'm working for Aptitude here. Just got a job recently with a company. I'm not going to mention the name, but once I update on my LinkedIn, please go and check it out. It's a global organization. Just got a job as a trainer because of the way my LinkedIn looks and because of the things I'm posting. I don't post because I want to post, like posting like everybody posting every day. No, I post what must be posted, if I can use that word. They reached out to me themselves. We got on the call, got on the interview. Imagine me failing interview when I'm the one, when I'm one of the panel training people for interview. It's not possible. Passed the interview, got the gig. Now I'll be training a global team of project managers in the US. And I'm right here in the UK. So let us also do this for you. Earn your extra income as a tech professional. It's not hard, honestly. It's not hard. It's just the right strategy. We'll do this for you. I can assure you, right? So you get a mentorship, you get the interview prep session, and the most important thing is a UK work reference. Most organizations need a global experience. They want you to have had a global work experience. Either it's US, it's Canada, it's Australia. They want you to have that global experience, right? So we would also give you that work experience, that reference that you need. Those in the UK currently, you know that it's you cannot even get a job. They will tell you to go and get your reference. So we'll get you that work reference. We'll give you from Aptitude. We are registered in the UK. Our office is in the UK. Everything is in the UK, okay? So we'll give you the UK work reference. We'll also give you job site support and all of that, okay? So just in case you're not looking for training, you just want to get a job, you have the skill already. That's the right thing for you to jump on. So these are some of the successes as well. This is our Nolu Akpod. I also got our own offer letter as well. Now, this one just came in August 13. So this person has attended the interview. Civil service job actually takes time. Yeah, it takes some time. It doesn't happen within 2 weeks. It takes time for them to get back to you. So this same person, we supported him to get a HEO, that's Higher Executive Officer role within the civil service. It's no joke. You coming from Nigeria as a Nigerian, coming to come and be their boss. It doesn't happen just like that. But we supported him. He got the interview. He did the interview, and I'm 100% certain, based on our preparation, he's going to get the job. Don't worry. Once he gets it, watch out for our YouTube page and our Instagram page, because I'm personally going to post it there. Just watch out for that. This is someone else again that we also have, who also got an offer letter as well. We're delighted to make a provisional offer of employment. So we're not just talking stories. These are things we've been doing and will continue to do. So if you're interested in our training program, that's the one that runs for 3 months, BADA, product manager, or data science. It's quite affordable. We're discounting from £500 to £350. For those in Nigeria, from 400K to 250K. It's not so expensive. You get? It's not too expensive. So for those that are interested in a Gen AI for business analysis or entrepreneurship, you want to jump on this October cohort. It's starting in October. It's cheap. You can pay instrumentally. We make it quite flexible, right? It's very, very flexible. You don't have to do a lot of things. It's quite flexible. All right. So at this point, I would like to ask, get your question. Do you have any question, anything you need me to clarify on, or maybe there's something that's quite challenging that you feel like you might need somebody to help you demystify? That's why we're here. So you can ask your question now. I would like to take your question. And please fill the attendance form so that you can get access to the recording. All right, thank you. So I can see Phoebe Nancy Gottwill. I hope I'm correct. Please, you can unmute and ask your question, please.
Okay, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
I want to ask a question. My question is based on the last slide you shared regarding portfolio building, LinkedIn optimization, interview prep, and so. So how much is the cost?
Okay, so for the cost of that one, it's so okay. What I would like to do is this: I would like us to get your contact, then we'll talk about it one-on-one. Because the reason is this: we like to be very flexible. We don't want
Okay.
you to feel like this is expensive or anything. No, it's not expensive. We want to work with your budget. All that matters is you get the support, you get the job. That's what we want to assure you. So, if it's okay, could you please drop your let me see, drop your number on the chat. I'll just copy that and
I'll drop it on your WhatsApp.
okay, that's fine. That's fine. So I'll reach out immediately. All right. All right, thank you for that question. Do we have any other person who wants to ask question? That's why we're here today. Ask your questions, get clarification. You can ask a question, maybe even how to write a supporting statement. You want a deeper insight into it. Ask those questions. We would answer those questions. You want to gain deeper insight into writing supporting statements, tailoring your CV, please just go ahead and ask. Okay. All right. So since the house is quiet, please, I'd just like to encourage you to please fill the attendance form so they could get access to the recording. And maybe later, if you feel you have questions after this session, okay.
Please, how do we fill the attendance form?
Okay, it's on the message bar.
Okay.
Where you have in-call message, you see that form that was dropped from Aptitude. Okay, there's a question that says, have you been able to locate it? It's pinned already. So I'm guessing you've been able to locate it. Just fill out so they get access to this recording. Somebody said deeper insight into building a portfolio, especially for project management. Which site can we use? Okay. So we have a way that by which we build portfolio. You could use Google Sites. You could also use, you could build it using Visual Studio Code. That's more like very easy because you just need to edit the code. You use Visual Studio Code using HTML5 templates. Under HTML5, you see different templates you can use. Just click on the template, you bring it into your Visual Studio, then start editing. Just clear the text, put your own, based on the template you've chosen, right? Put your own. Then what matters is this on that website. Since it's project management, I believe you use tools like Jira, Notion, Trello for managing projects, right? So for instance, you're using Jira, for instance, to work on a project. Let's say a software development project, right? So you need to now take a picture of your backlog, your completed sprint, because those are some of the things you want to showcase on your portfolio, right? You need to showcase it clearly, the tasks you've been able to accomplish and all that. Then you now need to write a short summary explaining, there's something we call data storytelling. It works in any field. Data storytelling means you need to have a context, right? A context, a solution, and a recommendation, which is an action. So you need to write your story that way. Give them the problem you are trying to solve, how you solved it, what tool did you use. You do not just use Jira to manage the project alone. You also work with other tools, maybe Confluence, for instance, for documentation. Maybe you use some software development apps as well. So you just touch it on what you did, what solution, okay, you identified the problem, what you did, what solution did you give? So what result did that solution give the organization? That's what they want to see. So once you have that, it's right there, then the link to your website, you then put it on your LinkedIn profile. If you notice after your name, where you have your contact, your portfolio link should be right there. Let people see it. Blue, it should be there. Blue, let people see it and be able to click and see some of the projects you have worked on. Okay? All right, thank you. So do you have any other question? Maybe for somebody in maybe customer service, you feel like you don't have experience in tech, you're just coming from maybe customer service, or you're coming from something that is not even related to tech. So how do you prove that you have the experience? One of the ways you can prove you have the experience is, for instance, you're joining our career readiness program. We have an aspect of it where you work on real life projects. You work on real life projects. So these are some of the projects that you will now showcase as part of your experience. Now, while writing your supporting statement as well, you also leverage your previous experience in customer care. For instance, you'll be working as a customer care assistant now. You also leverage some of your soft skill, like your empathy, how you're able to resolve customer resolution. Those are some of the things you also bring into your work as either a data analyst or a BA. These are some of the skills you also bring into your BA job to explain to them that you can engage stakeholder, because stakeholders is not just about your bosses. They are not the only stakeholders. Your customers are also stakeholders. You need to be able to see from their perspective, what is their pain point? Because a BA, your job is not just to analyze data alone. You need to go deeper than a data analyst. That's why I would always tell people to go for BA rather than DA. I'm sorry I'm biased about that. I'm sorry I'm biased about it, because a BA actually will get you the job more. Data analysts will analyze the data. Yes, we know. They will give you the dashboard and explain things on LinkedIn. We have a lot of them on LinkedIn. But for a BA, you go beyond just analyzing data and posting dashboards. You are giving a solution. You are going deeper. That's the thing. So you need to be able to do all of that, communicate those things to employers or potential employers. And that's even one of the things that make you more valuable in your organization, that brings about promotion. I have a friend who currently, she started her tech career about, that should be 2023. Yeah, 2023. So currently now, she joined the organization, NHS precisely. She joined NHS as a business analyst. And currently now they promoted her already, which normally she should not have been promoted like that in that short space of time. You need to have at least pass probation of 6 months, then you now stay with them for some time to be promoted. But because of the value that she was giving them back to back, they had no choice than to promote. All right, so let me not keep talking because our session is supposed to last 1 hour. So one last question. If you have any question, please ask those questions now before we call it a day. So for those that have not filled the attendance form, please fill the attendance form so you have access to the replay. Okay, so I'm assuming this is a email person. So Mr. Sunday, please, could you ask your question? Yeah, Sunday, I can see your hands raised. Please ask your question, please. You're still muted, just in case you're talking.
Are you with me, sir?
Yes, now I'm with you. Yeah, thank you.
As a junior developer, how can I be able to gain internship opportunity so that I can develop myself to have some real life experience project?
Okay. Okay, so I'll give you this free of charge. So one of the easiest way to go about it is to, I don't know your current location because that also matters, right? Because I don't know if you're in Nigeria.
Lagos.
Okay, Lagos.
I'm in Lagos.
Okay, so Lagos, Nigeria. So there are two ways we can go about this. So the first one is either join an organization that has an internship program. For instance, we have that as well, where we expose you to those things. That's one. Secondly, you could actually go ahead on, look for NGOs, because NGOs have nothing to lose, right? Look for those NGOs. You could even reach out to NGOs in the UK. They will gladly work with you. I can assure you that. Charity organization, NGOs, reach out to them, tell them this is what you do. You notice that okay, you want to develop something for them. Just reach out to them and say, you're going to do it for free for 1 month, or maybe for the next 2 months, you want to do it for free, so that they can give you access to be able to work with real life projects. If you send that kind of mail, detailing your proposal very well, tell them this is you, these are the things you've done before, maybe you have experience in this, you've trained in this and that, but you want to help them do this free of charge. Please put that clause for free for the first month. If they eventually say, okay, yes, come and join us on this project, they'll give you access to this live data or live project. So whatever you now done for them will now be part of your project. So this time around, you're not just doing any other project, you worked with a company. So it's also going to now be part of your resume that you worked with social organization in the UK, in the US, in Nigeria within this time period. This is the solution you develop for them. So that's what other employers want to see.
Okay. Yes, thank you. I will be very happy if you can help with any link.
Okay, no problem. So what I can do is this, please, on our, I don't know if you are part of our WhatsApp community.
Yes, I'll fill the form.
Okay. Since you fill the form, I'll locate your name from the form, then I'll reach out to you.
Okay.
I'll reach out to you because that's why we are here. No problem. Thank you. Okay, so any other question? 1 minute to 7. Any other question? If there are no questions, I would like to call the session, to bring the session to a close. So thank you very much for joining today. We are really, really grateful you were part of this, this exciting session. Thank you so much. We hope you've learned something that you can use to transform your job application and also land those dream jobs. In case you need further support, we are here for you. Reach out to us either on our community or reach out to us via WhatsApp. You can locate the admin numbers, reach out to any of the admins. We'll definitely support you with anything you need, anything. Job search, job application, trust me, that's why we're here. All right, so thank you so much for your time. See you next time we have something like this. All right, so thank you, bye.
Bye.
All right, thank you.